Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again.
It's time for the J. Craig 5, maybe 10-minute movie review. Shazam is actually not half bad. I know, it's a DC movie, and I'm saying it's not bad. What's wrong with me? Well, DC has been going through a bit of an identity crisis. They don't know what they're doing, and I'm really envious and jealous of the Marvel movie train right now and what they're doing with their movies, and I'm really envious because I really wanted some of that same treatment for the Justice League. But it looks like we're never going to get that kind of treatment, and they're just kind of making bad decisions all over the place. I was really questioning why they were making Shazam in the first place. It's a superhero that I don't really know about. I know of him. I don't know a lot about him. But why Shazam? You have all these other characters you can make, and you're making Shazam. And then it dawned on me. Oh, Marvel just released Captain Marvel. And we know DC is very reactionary. That's why they made Shazam, because Shazam at one point was called Captain Marvel. So now it makes sense why they're making their own Captain Marvel after Marvel made their Captain Marvel. Oh my goodness, DC, you are very original and on point. Okay, Shazam is directed by David Sandberg, who is a horror movie director, which was another interesting choice for a director, but I love when they go outside the box and find somebody that's a little different, that just has vision. Tahiki Wihiki from Thor Ragnarok, a perfect example, coming from what he did with What We Do in the Shadows, a mockumentary comedy, into Thor Ragnarok. Great departure, but the guy has vision. This movie stars Zachary, Levi as Shazam, and Mark Strong as your bad guy. There's a great cast of characters here, but that's all I know, except for the big Samoan dude in The Walking Dead. He's also in this. All right. Shazam is about Billy Batson. Billy Batson's a 14-year-old who's separated from his mom, and he goes into foster care, and he goes from one family to the next, running away from every family he gets invited in to live with, and looking for his mom. Doesn't matter what family he's in, he runs away from, I think, 23 different families. He keeps running away, looking for his mom, looking for his mom, looking for his mom, until he's invited into a home that's a perfect situation. They have 4 or 5 different foster kids already, loving, healthy, nurturing parents, and it's a perfect situation. But Billy doesn't want that. Billy wants his family. His family's out there waiting for him. He just has to find them. All the while, Billy is tapped with this magic power of Shazam. Shazam's a protector of the realm, and he is growing old, and he's weaker, and he needs a successor, and he's the last of his kind, so he needs someone to success him, someone to be the champion to help protect the realm from the 7 deadly sins. Billy has the pure of heart, and they've been looking for him, and they finally found him. Now, not necessarily looking for him, but looking for someone like him for a long time, and they finally found him. Now, it's been 20 or 30 years since they've been looking for this particular pure heart. We start the movie off with a child in a car with his father and brother. He's being berated, being told he's not good enough, being told he's never going to amount to anything. Stop looking to other people for help. Look for yourself. And he's just, he's told he's not worth it. So he's brought to this realm and given the opportunity to see if he is pure of heart, see if he's the champion. And he's also told there that he is not worthy. He's cast back to reality, and now he becomes the villain. Okay, really good opening for a villain. Very sympathetic. You're getting into the nuts and bolts of what makes him a villain or why he might turn to a villain. But here they start off with a really good building block, and then they just forget it and fast forward 30 years, and now Mark Strong's a villain. Really weak. No, you're just a bad guy by default, dude. Mark Strong is much more talented than this movie's allowing him to be. He's just a baddie, unfortunately. That's my weakest part of this movie is the villain. He's not an effective villain because there's no development to him. He just becomes the bad guy by default. But after, all the meanwhile, Mark Strong is looking for this power as well. And so now that he knows that someone's been found as a champion, he's in the hunt for Zachary Levi, or I should say Shazam, to steal those powers so he can be all powerful, because a little bit of power is not good. You want all the power. Okay. So it's a PG-13 movie, and it's appropriately rated. I took my younger kids to see it, and I shouldn't have. It's not PG-7. It's PG-13. But it is very more kid-centric, more kid-friendly. It's not as dark, although it is a little dark, but not as dark as we've seen in past. But it does cross that line of getting a little dark on some of the aspects there. But I really like this movie because I like what they were doing with the story. It's big inside a superhero movie. Tom Hanks is big inside a superhero movie. And we've all been there. We've all wondered what it'd be like to be a superhero as kids, maybe. So, we all wonder what it'd be like. So now we have an idea. When you are 14 years old and you're given these powers, what would you do? And that's the experiment of this movie. And I really like this aspect of it. And Zachary Levi does a really, really good job of letting that come through. The vulnerability, the playfulness, the youthfulness, the immaturity, if you will, coming through him as a 14-year-old in an adult superhuman body. That's the stuff that I really like to see about this movie, is an exploration of what it would be like. What would you do with that power? Use it for good, use it for bad, exploit it, use it for money. What would you do with that power? Show off? I mean, there's so many things you can explore here, and they do a good job of it. And I like that idea of what it would be like to be a superhero if you were a 14-year-old kid. That's pretty awesome. So there's some cool stories, there's some cool messaging in here. The ultimate story here is about family. And looking in front of your eyes and opening your heart to those who want you in their life, not you going out and trying to find something that's not really there. So it's about family and opening your heart to those who want you in their life and being a part of them. And I think that's a really good message, a really good story. And the cast is good. Zachary Levi is really good as Shazam. The family members are all good. The kids are great. The foster mom's hot. So there's some really good stuff going on here. Again, the negative for me is the villain. And then, of course, it's a little convenient. Characters know things that they shouldn't know because they need to know them right now to get the story moving. There's stuff like that. But I forgave most of that just because I was having a good time with it. And I was enjoying the story of a 14-year-old who now has superpowers. And now I know why, again, they're making Shazam. It's a Captain Marvel Shazam thing. It's just, it is what it is. But I hope that this is going to be a departure for DC now to make standalone movies that don't have to tie together. They don't have to be interconnected. They can be in the same universe, the same world. This takes place in Philadelphia, not in Metropolis. So it's underneath the same umbrella of Batman vs. Superman. It's just in a different area, its own story. And I like that. Keep doing that, DC. Keep making movies. And I don't know what's going on with Joker and Harley Quinn, but we got 2 movies coming out. The Joker... Who needs a Joker movie? No one needs a Joker movie, by the way, DC. No one. No one needs a Joker movie. And we have a Harley Quinn movie. We don't need one, but I understand why we're getting it. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this movie review. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe over here, like and follow the J. Craig Podcast, and we will see you next time.